Amen. All right, is everyone there at Proverbs 31? Amen. All right. Okay. Proverbs 31, verse number 25 says, strength and honor are her clothing. She shall rejoice in time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and on her tongue is the law of kindness. She watches over the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many daughters have done well, but you excel them all. Charm is deceitful. Charm is deceitful. Charm is deceitful. And you ain't going to look young and have that body looking like that always. And beauty is passing. Beauty is passing. Amen. But a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands and let her own works praise her in the gates. Amen. Just because a woman has a baby doesn't make her a mother. Amen. Any woman can have a baby because they got the parts. Amen. But mothers take the responsibility for their children. The same applies to fathers. Amen. You can plant the seed, but it doesn't make you a father till you take the responsibility to be a father to a child. Amen. The word says here that the mothers or the woman, she's strong and honorable. Amen. Let's turn to 1 Corinthians. You can keep your finger there. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Yes. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and we're going to read at verse 4. Bless the Lord. Being a mother is a selfless role or position. Selfless. Amen. Because you make a lot of sacrifices as a mother. You put the child first, or whoever, the husband first. You know, you kind of put yourself last. You know, you have to know how to balance those things. Amen. But it's a selfless role. Your heart goes towards that child. Mine. Amen. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 says, in verse 4 says, love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. And it is not puffed up. Now I'm going to jump a verse and go to verse 6. Love does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. I'm going to stop right there for now. Amen. And for the most part, us mothers, we are very good at this that I just read. We'll suffer long with a child. We'll be kind to them. Amen. There's no envy or, strife or whatever, because we love our children. Let me say that one more time. We love our children, don't we? Amen. I hope y'all love y'all children. Amen. And it rejoices in, it does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things. I tell you, the children can put us through some stuff. Yes. And put us on our knees. Yes. Yes. But we bear all things. Yes. We try to believe all things. But you know when your child lying to you, you know. This you know. Amen. You know when your child is lying to you. You raise that child. You know. They're trying to develop some new skills when they get older. You know. Amen. But you endure all things because you love, that's your baby. No matter how old you get, you're still the baby. That's my baby. Amen. Praise God. And mothers are wise and they're kind. They have, be careful with how they use their words and what they say to their children. You know, words, that saying is, "It sticks and stones will break my bones, the words will never hurt me." That's a lie. That words will hurt. And they'll hurt for a long time. What mothers say to your children carries so much weight. What a father says to his child, it carries so much weight. Because you are their authority. You are their protector. You're the one that's taking care of them. And if you have a bad attitude towards your child and speak that out, oh my, it can have a lasting, damaging effect. Amen? So we have to be very careful how we use our words. As Proverbs 18:21 says, death and life is in the power of the tongue. Amen? So, I was listening to someone, they was talking about how they were sitting around with their child and they were just having it was their adopted child. Okay, and they was just carrying on and laughing and having a good time and stuff, and then all of a sudden the guy got up and he just walked away, and they heard in the distance the child he's a teenager, he was crying, and they went and said, "Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong? We was just having a good time, just laughing and carrying on. What's wrong?" This child heard their biological mother's voice in the ear telling them some negative stuff. So the adopted father asked them and said, "Well, how long has this been going on?" And they said they hear it all the time. They had been in a foster home. And, and been in many situations because hearing that voice and they want to commit suicide, they battle in a suicidal spirit all the time because of something negative that mama said in their ear. So no matter how much good they hear, you are this, like this, and you're great and all this, because of what mama said, it overrode or overrides everything else that they hear. That's a shame. Amen? So we have to be very careful what we say to our children, what we say to anybody, really. Amen? Because you don't know how somebody looks to you or look up to you or however, what kind of weight you carry in a person's life. So we got to be careful with our words. And I know it's difficult. I'm a mama. Because usually when you're raising your children, you are dealing with a younger, immature version of you. Amen. And sometimes we ain't got over being immature ourselves. And then when we see that in our child, and we just go off. The children, they can bring out the worst in you. Amen? Oh, Lord. Because in ourselves, and we don't want to see ourselves. And we don't want to deal with ourselves. And so we say some things to the child when we're saying them to us. Amen? But the child don't know that. Amen? So words are important. They are important. I'll say that again. They are important. Yes. They do hurt. And they last, that hurt lasts a long time. I skipped over verse number 5 because, you know, the other verses that I read, I said we do that very good with our children. But look what verse 5 said. Does not behave rudely. Like I said, when we dealing with ourselves or a younger version of ourselves, we can be rude. Amen. It's on the job training. Nobody told us how to raise that particular child because we're raising ourselves pretty much. Does not seek his own, is not provoked, thinks no evil. Amen. Those are the things that we struggle with. Thinks no evil. And we does not seek his own, you know, we good with that because we're gonna take care of our child. Amen. We're gonna provide for them, we're gonna take care of them. It's going to be them before us. But it's not provoked. Now, you get on my last nerve. The children know how to push your buttons. They know how to play you. And if mom and dad in the house, they may ask mama one thing, and then they come back to you, dad said I could. And daddy probably said, as long as your mama says it's all right. They can tell you that part. Yeah. Amen. Children know how to play you. They are reading you. They are studying you. They are mimicking you. And as they get older, they know exactly what to do. Amen. But the mother has to be discerning and know the child and know when they're telling the truth and when they're not. Amen. Praise God. Okay, I guess I'll move right on along. Amen. Okay. Now, mothers plan ahead. They learn to do this. They don't waste time because they know anything can come up during the day. So mothers kind of have to plan ahead, like getting clothes out, telling you go clean the kitchen up because you know the next morning you ain't got time to be washing dishes and this, that, and the other. And you're going to be up there hungry and there's dirty dishes in the sink, but you don't want to wash the dishes before she can cook. Amen. 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 So mothers know, like, go wash the dishes. Now, if you're wise, you'll go and wash the dishes because you want to eat next time. Amen. But if you don't wash the dishes, as long as you're going to have to wait for the food to get ready because the dishes are dirty. All right. Y'all didn't think about that, did you? All right. Okay. But she plans ahead. She's organized. She's prepared or try to prepare for the unexpected. And usually the unexpected comes up. When you got little ones, they get the clothes dirty or they mess in the clothes and you got to have a change in the clothes and just all kinds of stuff. Amen. Johnny got in trouble at school, and now my schedule off because I got to go to the school, and just stuff. Yes. All kinds of stuff. Pastor don't like me to say stuff. He said things. Okay. So all kinds of things come up. Amen. Amen. So mothers prepared. They know what they got to get together and get ready for whatever may come their way that day. Amen. When the children get on their own, they wonder how mom was able to do all the things that she done. That's why it says in verse number 28, her children rise up and call her blessed. Because they realize now that they got to pay the bills. The good thing to do is to start training them while they're teenagers, or even before then. Nowadays, it's before then. It's all those kids got to start their own business when they're children. You know, amen. But we don't want to give them everything they ask for. We want them to learn responsibility before they get on their own. Amen. So they'll know how much things cost. This is how much money you got. Give them an allowance. And when they come ask you for something, well, you got money. You pay for it. Well, I spent it on this. Well, that was your choice. Amen. I know my children in high school wanted a cell phone. That's when the cell phones were coming out. And of course, they're going to tell you everybody got a cell phone but them. And they had a job. I said, well, okay, go ahead and get you one. I ain't buying you no cell phone. Amen. And they thought about it, you know, give it some thought. And at that time, they found out that there was other things that was more important than a cell phone, like buying your own clothes for school. Amen. Help buy school clothes. Of course, we bought school clothes too, but then they contributed. It was teaching them and preparing them to budget their money for things that they was going to face later. So when they got in college, they didn't freak out. They knew how to cook. Matter of fact, Crystal was cooking for other folk in college. Amen. I guess they call her Mama Crystal. You know, she learned that there was, she thanked me. But she learned that there was some people that didn't know how to clean up behind themselves. Amen. Now, Jazz was a different story. Jazz a clean person. And she can't stand no dirty stuff around her, clutter and stuff. I remember her. She was rooming with somebody at UNF, and that person had stuff everywhere. And she was crying because she thought something was going to crawl up out of there and go nowhere where she was. She about had a fit. She said, you know, on her side, and it was just a curtain dividing them, or a sheet or something, however they divided their space. But she just knew she don't do bugs. She was born in Alaska, but no bugs up there in Alaska, so ever since she came down from the States, she see a mosquito, a fly, anything. But she done got much better now. But she thought something was going to crawl up out of there over that, from that other person's thing and come to her. And she was died. So needless to say, she didn't stay with that person long. Amen. She had to find her another roommate. Amen. So, children, when they get on their own, they wonder how mom was able to do what she did and you know, how she raised them, how she did all that stuff. And they call her blessed because they appreciate it now. They develop appreciation because they realize mama and dad spent a lot of money on them. Amen? Amen. All right. If she's married, the longer she's married, the husband, he develops a better appreciation for her too. Because all the stuff that she does, he realizes that he was able to accomplish a lot of things because she was taking care of the house and the children. Because if he has to go run an errand to the store, you got to take a picture, text it to him. You just can't tell him, go get this. Amen. And how stressful. Don't come home with the wrong thing and you got to hit your mouth. Oh my goodness. That's stressful for him. It's so, he prefer you go to the store and get some stuff, amen? You're going to get it, but you got to send the right picture, make sure that it got to be the exact thing, amen? Because you don't want to stress out. But he calls her blessed too, because he realizes how much of a blessing she has been to him in his life. Amen. And as they get older, well, things have changed nowadays, but it may not. Through the years, he may take care of you, but as they get older, you take care of them in a certain way, but then as they get older, you got to take care of them. Amen? The role kind of switch. Make sure you're okay. Amen? Amen. All right. She deserves the fruit of her hand. Is that what it says? Give her, verse 31 says, give her the fruit of her hands. The second part of Proverbs 18 and 21 says, and those who love it will eat its fruit. It's talking about that tongue again, about our words. Depending on what you have said to your children, your fruit is coming. Your harvest is coming. Your harvest is coming. Give her, she deserves the fruit of her hand, everything that she has worked for over the years. And society likes to put this image that she don't have a job outside the house, she hasn't worked. Well, you stay home with 3, 4 kids all day long. Or you go to work and come home and deal with the children, drop them off at the daycare and pick them up and make sure the dinner is cooked. I gotta say that I am so proud of Crystal, my oldest daughter. I watch her. She sent me Marcos, and her and her husband are very careful about what they say to Ari. They're very careful, very sticklers about that. They give encouraging word, positive word. They ain't gonna say nothing negative to her. They gonna make her think. Amen? But she works, 10 hours? I'll say 10-hour days. And she come home and cook and, get Ari a bath and put her to bed. And of course, you gotta catch her first. Because she stalls like nobody's business. She tell her, Ari, go get in the tub. And she'll be dancing around. But, as mothers, they so cute. Yeah, at a certain age. Till they get a certain age. But, you work. If you was a working mother outside the home, you work all day, and then you come home, you got to make sure your children are in bed, make sure the homework is done, make sure so much. Yes, right. And the husband, he worked, he come home. Not to, some husbands help. Some husbands contribute. They try to help out. But, amen. There you go. And nowadays, a lot of men are staying home and they spend more time with the child too. So it's not like set, across the board. Right. A lot of them help out. They realize the work that is involved and they want to help out. But for a mother, she's got to spend that time with that child because she's been gone all day. And she wants to make sure that the child is fed, that they're healthy. If they get sick, the husband pretty much gonna give it to her because they don't know what's wrong. She just crying, make it stop crying. Amen. Or the poopy diaper, here. I want to deal with it. Amen. But she deserves the fruit of her hands, the work that she's done. They may not seem great in society eyes, but she contributes more than we realize. What they say, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. You don't know who you're training or who you have trained. A lot of you got older children. Some of you still have little small children. We are stewards over everything that we see, and our children included. We only have them for a certain amount of time, and then we have to let them go. Let them go. Let them go. They may come back, but let them go. They got to learn. Amen. Because if we hold on to them and won't let them do anything, go anywhere, or whatever, you're going to stress yourself out and put yourself in the grave early. And then what? Who's going to watch over them then? We have to think about that. Amen. We have to think about that. Well, we're no longer doing everything for them. We don't know. Life is like a vapor. Here today, gone tomorrow. Somebody else don't have to take care of that child, and you have to teach them how to take care of themselves. Amen. But I'm supposed to be encouraging y'all. Y'all are great people. Y'all are great people. You're leaving a legacy.
That's right.
You are leaving a legacy. I can speak about my mom. My mom had 9 children.
All right. Amen.
And Lord, she spent so much time with the grandchildren. Everybody was in church. I mean, we was in church almost 7 days a week. You know, revivals. We come from school and have to go to church. Amen. We stayed a lot. And so, of course, you know, when you do that, when the children get old enough, I'm out of here. I ain't going to church no more. Amen. I tried it. Y'all see where I'm at? I did. Pastor both of us. Because he was a pastor's son too. And we got married, and we was in Oklahoma, Lawton, Oklahoma. He's in the military. And both of us decided we ain't got to go to church. We're going to go fly some kites. We was out in the prairie flying kites with the prairie dogs and stuff, you know, in Oklahoma. Yeah. Knew good and well. We knew better. And there was another guy in our apartment complex. Y'all have heard Pastor tell about it. His last name was Jones. Young fella, Reverend Jones. He was in the military. And yeah, Andre. And he came over and invited us to church. And we went to church, you know. It was more on pastor's side because, you know, he grew up Baptist. I grew up in the Pentecostal church, the Holiness Church. Yeah. But, amen, we went. I don't think we stopped after that. I mean, we wasn't fully committed like we used, you know, like we grew up in, because being pastor kids, you got to help mom and daddy or whoever. You got to do the books, teach Sunday school, sing in choir and all. You do it all. Amen. Clean up after the service is over, pack things up and all this. And so we did, and he told you about how there was this guy that was he was in the military, but he knew about him, well, from work. And he had been in a fight or something. The guy was stabbed so many times, and they expected him to die. And we was that day, or Sunday, we was at church, we prayed for him, you know. And then come the next Sunday, he was sitting in the back, wrapped up like a mummy. And that's when Pastor got serious and really gave his heart to the Lord. Amen? I had gave my heart to the Lord, but then, you know, I really got serious. You know, I was still religious, you know. I was following his lead, so if he wasn't going, I'm going to go. Fine with me. You know, that kind of thing. And when we got to Alaska, if the pastor wasn't going to be at church, then we ain't going to church. That type of thing. And my husband was like, I don't care if the pastor ain't going to be there. We going to be there. Amen. He stepped up and let me to be the man. Amen. And I followed his lead. Okay. Amen. So, as a mother, we do what we can. Training, teaching, leading, guiding, speak life to our children, encouraging them. You can do this. You can do this. And you don't know who you're raising because that's going to pass on to the next generation and the next generation. They're going to remember what Mama said. Amen? All right. I'm closing now. I'm going to close. Let her works praise her. If your mama been good to you, let her works praise her. Amen. I believe somebody said that earlier. Honor your mother. You are awesome women. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. You don't have to have a college education and be the mayor or whatever, for somebody to look up to you. Your mom. You make a major difference. Amen. Amen. Your children love you no matter what. Hopefully. Can I get an amen down there? Amen. Amen. Your children love you. You done took care of them. And as we get older, the roles reverse. So you definitely want to be careful with your words.
Amen. That's right.
Because they might call you what you've been calling them. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Speak life.
Yes.
And I'm looking here. Am I looking at generations here? On this 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth row back here. Is that mama and auntie and there and oh my goodness, we got 3 or 4 generations on one bench.
Hallelujah.
That's a testimony there. You did great. Amen. Got your daughters in church with you and your granddaughters and amen. It passes on down. Amen. Let us stand. Let us stand all over the building. I hope these words was an encouragement. Are y'all encouraged? That was good.
Yes.
Super living in the house.
Yes.
Super living in the house. I know when you was raising them children, you was doing some crying and laying on your face and saying, Lord, how are we going to do this? How are we going to make it? Oh, bless the Lord. Amen. But we're here. We're here.
Hallelujah.
Praise the Lord. And Mother Violet, we love you.
Yes.
You got a lot of children. You may not have them biologically, but God bless you spiritually. Amen. And he said that in his word. He will give you mothers and fathers. Amen. You got sisters and brothers. So don't get caught up on the natural, what happened or what didn't happen. God he will replace and supply. He will fill in. He will surround you with love. Amen. So that'll be Father's Day. Amen. All right. We're going to ask all of the mothers to come up to the altar. It is our tradition to pray for all our mothers. Amen.